Welcome back to another episode of the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. We got Silent Mike, we got Jordy, and a lot of people that are starting to exercise, they always want to know, is soreness a good indicator of a good workout? What do you guys think?
No.
You go first.
I say no.
Why?
Soreness can be an indicator of a new stimulus.
Okay.
So I can make you sore every single day. It doesn't mean we're getting better. But then the opposite isn't true either. You don't want to work out and never feel anything.
That makes a lot of sense because whenever I do basic yoga, I feel like I'm going to die and I say, I'm good for 10 years.
Yeah. But you could do basic yoga forever and you're not going to get ripped.
Right. But yeah, exactly. But then I'll do like a workout, like a hip thrusting workout with deadlifts and all that. And I won't feel that sore, but I feel like I see the results like, over the course of a few weeks. So that makes sense.
I always get the most sore when I change the mode of training.
Right.
Like if I'm powerlifting, right? And then like, let's say I'm like, I'm gonna start running. That first mile, crazy sore the next day. Right. Yeah. But then like, let's say I do marathon training. I'm like doing 20 miles like a day and I'm used to it. Then I squat 135 and I'm fucking sore as fuck again.
That's why like local fatigue and muscle fatigue is not the number one indicator of hypertrophy or muscle growth, where people used to think it was. So they would take 5-pound dumbbells, a dude with 20-inch arms, and just fucking do it till he explodes, and you get really sore, but you're not gonna build muscle that way because tension matters, right? But runners don't have big legs, but they get sore and they're working their legs a lot.
What do you think about like when people go down the rack? Like they're just like...
It's really fun.
But is it effective?
I think all those advanced techniques are probably needed when you're at 99.9% of your muscular genetic potential. But for the masses, no, it's just fun.
But what about for Instagram? Because if you want to grow, you got to do cool stuff.
Right, so that's the issue, right? Is half these Instagram workouts, you got to do something that looks cool or makes you sore, because mentally as humans, we think I'm not getting better unless I just crush myself. I'm sweating. I've gone through some of the best workouts of my life, never been sore, didn't perspirate at all, right?
Don't you think it's more alpha though when you go in the gym and then you literally take over 20 of the dumbbells so no one else can use them?
What's more alpha is when you take a chest machine and somehow you configure your body in a basic yoga pose and I turn it into a lat glute machine. That's when you know you're making progress. And that's when I'm an elite celebrity trainer.
The most alpha thing is to not say the word alpha.
You wouldn't know because you're not alphas like us.
Yeah.
And
Are you coming to our convention?
That was the most beta thing you could ever do.
You want to come to our convention?
No, we're super alpha.
He's a speaker. He's a speaker.
It's opposite day? Oh, Alpha Fest? I heard about that.
Yeah,
That's a real thing, huh?
Well, I don't know. You're not invited. You wouldn't know.
I'm a beta.
Because the truest alpha usually like if you guys want to be alphas out there, I'll teach you everything you know right now.
But I'll teach you even better. It's called being a Sigma Chud.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
See, I'll tell you what real alpha shit is.
You wouldn't know what a Sigma Chud
real
is, you beta
alpha
bitch.
shit is when you come through the front door of a gym, the first thing you do is slam the door behind you. When people say hi, you don't even acknowledge them because they're not even on your level.
No, I'm chugging and shaking my protein shake, staring down the hottest woman in the entire room.
And then,
like this.
And you know what I do? I get the protein, I shake it so fucking hard, and I spill it on the ground because I don't even need protein.
Yeah, because you're an alpha bitch,
alpha.
and I'm a Sigma Chud.
And then when you guys do your reps, you scream, right?
Well, you have to exert as much force as I can.
The louder you are, the more alpha you are.
Martial artists do it, so I tend to do it with my dumbbells. Yeah, if that's what you're asking.
I also find a guy that looks like he's never lifted before, and then I go, can you please spot me? And I purposely lift and throw it at him just to see how he handles it.
I do the opposite. I find the smallest guy, the most puny, innocent, kind human being in the room, and I punch him in the face to let him know I'm the god.
Time to get out.
Yeah, and then I go home and play Call of Duty and do the same thing to every person I come on the microphone with.
Do you like this alpha type of behavior?
Yeah. Sorry to get you hot and bothered on camera.
I got lipstick on my teeth.
What was the original question?
Yeah.
If soreness is a good indicator of a good workout.
Yeah, I live sore. I live for soreness.
Do you?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Sigma Chud.
No, like for real. Like let's say you're doing
I like being sore. I'll do obsessive amounts of abs on Wednesdays because it's my rest day, just to be sore the next day because mentally it does feel good.
Really?
But I don't think it's doing.
Are you in alpha mode or sigma mode right now?
So I am a Sigma Chud and I can't turn it off. But the realistic view of this all is I do a lot of abs on Wednesdays, and I do.
Show us.
They don't show quite yet.
For someone,
They're not quite visible. to the human eye, to the untrained eye.
So for someone that like, let's say, for powerlifting, it's very important to have some sort of progressive overload, right?
Yeah.
So even like, let's say you program for yourself, and obviously you're trying to stay within like the RP6, RP7 range.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, let's say, do you ever use soreness as an indicator of anything? Like, for example, you might have smoked the weight, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's really good. I love the way it moved. It felt really good. I'm not too fatigued tomorrow, but I'm not sore. Do you ever go, oh man, yesterday's workout, I probably could have went a little bit more ham on accessories or something like that?
So I think if in a trained individual, someone that's been consistent for a year or more,
You don't need to keep bragging.
without taking time off.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Okay.
I don't need to brag. This does it all. Look at these white legs.
I think Jody's gonna throw up.
That a trained individual, that your progress, workout to workout, week to week, month to month, shouldn't be so drastic that you're getting crazy sore, right? So progressive overload is huge. Say you want to bench 405, and you bench 315 for 3 sets of 3 on Monday. The following week, you're probably going to do 4 sets of 3 or something very similar. You're not going to get crazy sore from that. If you bench 315 for 1 set of 1, and then the following week, all of a sudden you're doing 10 sets of 5, you're going to get sore, but that's not probably the progression we're looking for.
Do you almost feel like then, like let's say you are hitting your numbers and you are progressing, and if you aren't sore at all, are you actually like happier because now you're progressing with almost little fatigue?
No, probably, I'd say like mood point, like it doesn't matter at all. I don't even think about it. I do think that most people can benefit regardless of your goal from strength training because we have a variable that we can control and see our progress day to day. Right, you can't.
The number on the bar.
Yeah, like it's great, and Jordy's mentioned like taking your measurements and stuff like that. But that's like a 6-month goal. Like you can't measure every day.
I do.
You measure.
I have a sickness. No.
Every day you measure every day?
Every week.
All right, but that's not bad. But you're not going to see a 2-inch growth in a week. So then the regular person might give up. Like, oh, dude, my ass isn't growing. I've trained so hard, and in 2 weeks, nothing happened. Wow. But if you lift 5 more pounds every week, you're like, damn, I'm getting better. And then in 6 months, that measurement does change. Now you're like, damn, double.
Doesn't it hurt? Wasn't there somebody on, I don't know where I heard this, but I heard that if you are constantly sore, you're hurting yourself from, like, you're stopping yourself from being able to get a good thorough workout. Like if you're constantly sore, like to that point, like it's delayed onset muscle soreness or whatever, because you can barely move and you can barely.
Yeah, your performance might be impacted in the next session potentially.
And then, but on the other hand, I've heard that it's good to do like 8x8s or things like this. Have you heard of 8x8s?
Yeah.
So
yeah, German volume is really popular, 10x10.
Yeah, like that helps like you're supposed to rest a very minimal amount of time, reduce your weight by a lot too, and then go back and forth between your regular way and that way. So I don't really know. Like, is there one way that is like the optimal way, or is it just a matter of like juggling different methods to continue to like get results?
I think it's ultimately what the final goal is. So like in boot camp, you're literally sore every single day, and some days you can't even feel like you can walk.
But
right?
half of boot camp is a mental game, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not, boot camp isn't made to produce the best athletes. It's to produce people in the most strenuous physical environment. You still have the will. So it's almost more of a mental exercise than it is a physical. So I think in terms of soreness, I don't think it's an indicator of whether you have a good workout or not. I think the actual results that you're putting on the scoreboard, whether it is basketball or your measurement or your weights that you're putting on the bar, I think that's the scoreboard that you should be keeping track of. I feel like if you have a physical endeavor, soreness, I think is just a byproduct of whatever like stimulus you're putting on your body.
Because humans are complicated, and so like it's the same thing when you're coaching a basketball team. Sometimes we're just going to run suicides just to get you guys to do it as a team.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that we're out of condition.
Yeah.
Or this is the most optimal
That's
way
like
to condition.
social training.
Yeah, exactly. And same with the gym and the client. Like, oh, we're going to do this exercise today. It might not be the best for glutes, but we've done the perfect glute workout, deadlifts and hip thrusts for 3 months, and I can tell this person's hella bored. Yeah. So now we're just gonna do some lunges just cause.
That's really affirming though, because a lot of my clients that are new, they're really sore at first, and I'm like, it's because it's new stimulus,
yeah,
right?
100%.
And they're like, I'm not sore anymore, it's not working. But I try to explain, like, you'll never be as sore as when
yeah,
you first
100%.
did it. Right.
That's why I always think like the overall game plan is the most important. Because going back to your basketball example, like let's say I was coaching a team and we fucking smashed the other team, and if I know there's 2 more games that week, we're all coming off the
Yeah,
court
we're going
and
light or whatever,
we're gonna chill, right? But if we smash that team, everyone seems kind of egotistical a little bit, and I know we don't have a game for 2 weeks. We might run suicides after that game.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing even for myself. Like when I travel, like if I know I'm not gonna be around a gym for a week and a half, and I know these are the numbers I'm supposed to hit, that day I might put in just a little bit extra work so that it will take longer to recover, because I don't want to recover and then start getting detrained because my vacation was like 2 weeks long. And then when I start back in the gym again, I'm actually weaker. So on those occasions, I will purposely train extra hard just so that the first half of my vacation, I know I'm sore as fuck and I know why.
I guess the one benefit of soreness too, to top it off, is that you do know that whatever intended muscle you wanted to work is being worked. Right? If you're doing a ton of biceps and you wake up the next day and your shoulder's sore, you're like, well, I probably didn't do that right, right? Like, so the mind-muscle connection deal, if you wake up with a sore bicep, you're like, oh, okay, at least what I was trying to work was exerted.
That's masturbation if your shoulder's sore.
You're a violent masturbator.
I am.
Creepiest face I've ever seen in my life.
I don't want to be in the middle.
Like my dad's a pastor.